Unable to convert that three-pointer. Moore, who's been all over the floor the last 2 minutes, rips down the rebound for NJIT. It's Robinson. It's John Kelly who's getting an opportunity here. Moore couldn't hit that three.
Moore's really feeling it, man. He took another one there.
Fulton scores and one coming. NJIT now on a 9-0 run. Could be a 10-0 run if the free throw will be converted by Fulton. 17-12 Highlanders.
Good ball movement to swing the ball around. Started with Kelly in the corner. Moore took another three attempt. He's really feeling it. And now I think he's back here talking to the coach. Okay, I got it. And I made my quota for the night. I'm good. Be a little more patient.
Wow. This is the first basket for Fulton, by the way. He'll look to convert the three-point.
Man, we can't buy a bucket.
You know what you do? Your team can't buy a bucket.
You gonna say buy a bucket of Corona, huh?
No.
Your bucket, Mr. Manning?
Oh, who ordered these? Give me this.
You think you slick. You're not slick.
I got you this lever right here. Yeah.
Hi, guys. No, wait a minute. There are easier ways to get information about a place. Simply head over to apartments.com. The place to find a place. Nope.
Over 600,000 USPS employees working in sync to ensure everything sent on its holiday ride ends with a moment of joy.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, so you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
Ever since I tried Hidden Valley Ranch, I finally found what I've been looking for.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. How is this stuff so good?
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from the silver cup and ride that highway in the sky.
Back here in Cleveland, NJIT behind a 10-0 run has taken a 6-point lead over Morehead State, 18-12. Woodling Gymnasium here in Cleveland. NJIT is playing 7 straight games away from home. Take a look at some of the places they've been. Mostly East Coast, obviously, and then Ohio, I guess you would consider the Midwest. Furthest opponent is Cleveland. They played Cleveland State last night, 452 miles. Seton Hall is right down the street. 24,616 miles traveled currently for NJIT on this road trip.
That's a lot of miles.
Certainly is. They're 0-7, but as we talked about last night, this is a pretty solid 0-7 team. It sounds like a cliche, but they've got some athletes. They've got guys that can score. You're seeing it here today.
Well, and they're using a lot more of their bench tonight because they know their guys that played long minutes last night have to be tired. But Francis is getting a lot of rest because he needs it.
Here's Robinson for NJIT. Andrews. Good steal there by White. Got the ball ahead and going up for a shot. Whoa, Morton had it blocked.
Kelly.
Out of bounds. How about that block by the 6'8 freshman?
Kelly timing it up. That looked pretty clean to me. I don't know. I'd like to see the replay on that. He got it. I think he got it pretty clean up top. He must have gotten him with the body.
That is the case, and that's the call. It is a foul with the body against John Kelly. That's his first, team's fourth, and an opportunity for Morehead State to end this 10-0 run by NJIT.
That would be a 20-minute argument on the playground if you call that foul.
I know, but you're a little rougher than most, so you always want the benefit.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes,
I
you
wouldn't
do.
be the arguer. I would, of course, cave.
Jerome Morton.
Here it comes.
Missed the first one. Wow.
Yeah, he got him with the lower
He
body.
did. Yep.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Good call.
Clean up top, but give Kelly some credit.
I know on the playground if you call ball, you're gonna get into an argument there.
You got to be
I
tougher
understand.
than that, you know.
Morton's next one. That's good. So Jerome Morton gets the first point for Morehead State in about 3 minutes. It's a 5-point lead now for NJIT.
And then there's always that one guy in the playground who's going to stoke the argument and try to create a fight, you know.
That would be me, especially if you were one of the arguers. I'd do all I could just to see what you could do.
Guy wants to see two guys go at it.
Robinson tripped on the drive to the basket. It'll be NJIT basketball out of bounds. That'll be the fourth foul against Morehead State. 6:42 to play before halftime. 5-point lead for the Highlanders. And returning is Tariq Francis. He'll replace Walt Andrews Jr., who checks out with 5 points tonight in 9 minutes. And the ball will be inbounded by Francis. Baseline right of the backboard here in Cleveland. Finds Moore on the baseline. Back to Francis. Here comes the double team. He's in trouble.
Him. Every time he gets the ball, he's getting doubled.
Able to get it out, but it's stolen away. Here comes Scott on the break to the basket. Lays it in. Scott looked like he lost his balance there at the very end, but converted for the Eagles. And it's a 3-point game.
So Francis should have known that double was coming, and he did not. By now he's got to realize every time he touches it, they're bringing an extra body right at him. Robinson
on the left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Kelly sets a pick for him. It's Fulton from the corner, and he knocks down the triple as NJIT has found their range here. They're 4 of 9 for the game, and they've hit 4 of their last 7 field goal attempts from beyond the arc. Once again, a 6-point lead for the Highlanders. Matches their largest here in Cleveland.
Some unlikely three-point makers from NJIT tonight.
Here's White. Couple of pump fakes, got to the rack and able to score. Kenny White Jr. with 7. That ties him with more for the game high. 4-point lead for the Highlanders. Robinson finds Moore. Fulton. Kelly for 3, challenged. And Marshall was able to distract him just enough. Ball out of bounds. It'll belong to Morehead State. Well, Kelly at 6'8", he can shoot that long distance shot, Pat. And here's the thing: if you're 6'8" shooting on the perimeter at the mid-major level, there's not going to be a whole lot of guys closing out on you from that distance.
I thought he was open earlier, and his teammate held the ball a little longer. So earlier than he got it, at least. And sometimes you got to get that ball in rhythm when you're right at that precise moment, and it was a little late to him and missed it. But he's got good looking for him.
It's White with a good pass there to Miles, and he's able to draw the foul on his way to the basket.
And there's that high-low action. That's how you beat that zone. Flash to the high post, feed it, and then look down low for the other guy ducking in. And that time Miles benefited. He's got to make his free throws. He missed his first 2.
John Kelly, the guilty party on the foul. That's his second, team's 5th. Just over 5 minutes left before halftime here in Cleveland. Neutral site game. NJIT 21, Morehead State 17. It's the first game for Morehead State in the Thanksgiving Throwback Tournament here in Cleveland. For NJIT, it's their second one. They'll be heading out after today. They fell to Cleveland State last night, 56-53. So Deontay Miles, 2 shots here. First of 2 is off the iron. So Miles, taking his 3rd free throw now, is 0 for 3 today. And Morehead State just 1 of 5 at the stripe.
Not helping yourself when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Jonathan Maddox hoping Miles can convert this second one. So he's able to split the pair for Morehead State. Sub coming in. Anwar Malouk on the floor. And now it's a diamond and one. Full court pressure from Morehead State. And NJIT trying to break it. Here's Robinson.
They're face guarding Francis over here. Not let him get the ball at all.
Tight man-to-man out at mid-floor as George Marshall is guarding Robinson tightly. 10 on the shot clock. Robinson the fadeaway right there. His first two. And NJIT's lead is at 5. Three-quarter court look here for NJIT. And they'll drop back into a half-court man-to-man. Morton. Under 10 to shoot. Morton. Finally found that avenue, couldn't convert. Tough shot there by Malouk on the putback, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the rebound. That'll be on NJIT.
They did call foul, okay.
That was on Ari Fulton.
All right.
That'll be his first, team 6th. Sebastian Robinson will check out here. He's replaced by Cameron Paget. 5-point lead for the Highlanders. Marshall looking in the paint for White. Good pass down low and a conversion there down deep. Malouk from White. Boy, great find by Kenny White Jr. First two for Malouk. Yeah. 23-20 NJIT.
Nice little baseline flex action to get that initial post feed and then a nice dump down by White.
Francis able to convert that jump shot. He's got 4. 5-point lead again for the Highlanders. Francis came in averaging 19 points for NJIT.
He's really good off the dribble, Francis.
Yeah, we saw that last night. Didn't matter the range either, 25 feet in. Here's White. The power move, he used the glass. Great shot for Kenny White Jr. He's got 9. He's the game's leading scorer thus far. Once again, it's a 3-point game here in Cleveland. And now we've got a whistle off the ball. A hold against Morehead State.
Morton's holding Francis over in the backside.
So that foul will be Morehead State's 5th, and we've got a full timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. 3 minutes, 13 seconds remain here in the first half. NJIT by 3.
From all over the world to right here in Ohio, people turn to Cleveland Clinic for our expertise and our compassionate care. As leaders in heart care, neurology, and cancer, Cleveland Clinic is consistently nationally ranked across multiple specialties. For every life-saving treatment, for every next step, for every care in the world. Schedule your care today.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever.
Otherwise,
back here in Cleveland, 25-22 the score. NJIT leads Morehead State. Neutral site game here with 3:13 to go in the first half. Morehead State checks in with a 2-4 record overall. They've been having a really nice 2020 decade. The last 5 seasons they have 96 victories, winningest program in Kentucky during that stretch. Couple of OVC tournament championships and 2 regular season championships as well. So Morehead State, one of those teams that you've got to be concerned with if they're on your mid-major schedule. They've got some good athletes, got size, and they've established a winning tradition here.
Yep. And that tradition that'll carry you a long way. Once it's established, once it's gone, it's hard to get back.
Yeah, it certainly is. So it'll be NJIT basketball.
Speaking of tradition, you watching that Duke-Kansas game last night?
I was unable to see that.
Oh, that was a heck of a game.
Yeah. Brailsford able to take it away for Morehead State. Trying to cut into this lead here. White working that low post.
Travel.
And I think he was able to draw a foul.
Oh.
And he was. That's the 7th against NJIT. It's on Levi Lawal. For Lawal, that is his second personal foul. So the 7th against NJIT. That'll send White to the free throw line to our right. Kenny White Jr. today already has 9 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, and a steal in 15 minutes. Their leading scorer coming in with 13 a game, and the front end is all net there for Kenny White Jr. He's the first player today in double figures as he's reached 10. And now it's a 2-point game with under 3 to play before halftime.
Very strong. Lefties are always hard to guard. They do everything backwards. You're not used to guarding lefties very often, especially guys that are as strong as he is. White is very powerful and knows how to use that backboard too.
11 points for White. Timeout called here. It's the use it or lose it 30-second timeout for NJIT. So we'll keep it right here. A 1-point game. The New Jersey Institute of Technology was down 12-8. Went on a 10-0 run to make it 18-12. 7 of those 10 points were scored by including a couple of three-pointers by Moore for NJIT, and that's what's allowed NJIT to have this lead. Outside of that run, Morehead State, you would say, has had the better of NJIT, but for those 2.5 minutes in that 10-0 run, NJIT has been able to keep themselves in the ball game here in this first half.
My old college coach here used to say that, Kevin Mack used to say that most games are played even, but there's always that one big run that one team will have that will typically determine the outcome of a game.
Yep, a lot of times that is true. Lawal will inbound the basketball here. Get it back from Paget and race into the front court. Took an extra step. Traveling called on Lawal. And that's the 8th turnover for the Highlanders. The Eagles have committed 4. 1-point game here in Cleveland.
Always nervous when your big guys are handling the ball out there in space against pressure.
Brazil to Scott. Get it to White. Trying to find a way to get down low. Got into the paint. Left-handed little baby hook is right there for White, who's already at his season's average of a baker's dozen, matching the number on his jersey. And Morehead State is back on top after trailing by as many as 6 here in this first half. Rogers, great backdoor cut, and a foul is called as Tariq Francis was unable to convert the high arcing scoop shot, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
That was really a great pass to get Francis the ball that right there. Jordan Rogers really read that backdoor cut. Watch it. Oh, this is White going back to his left. You can't let him get all the way to his left. You got to make him spin back to his right. And Lawal was trying to, he just couldn't get there.
Francis shooting 90% on the season from the line, was 7 of 7 last night, and now he's 1 of 1 today. He's got 5. Lawal will check out. Rogers back in to replace him for NJIT.
Anytime someone can shoot 90% from the free throw line, that means they can shoot it well from anywhere.
And he's got a great finish.
Beautiful form. Beautiful form.
Not a ton of rotation on the ball, a little bit, but it's so soft when it hits in that cylinder, and getting it to land soft is the key. Put it anywhere inside, it's going to go down for you. So 1-point lead once again for the Highlanders. It's Brazil. Finds Morton. Off a screen, Brailsford. Brazil with under 10 to shoot. Here's Miles. That left-handed shot just misses off the window. He and White, both lefties, playing in the low post. As you said, Pat, difficult to defend. How about this? Francis from long range, no. But a foul on Morehead State on the putback attempt by Moore.
What a great effort by Moore. I really like him as a player.
I can tell. He's got 7 points and 6 rebounds so far.
Even last night, he's like that solid presence inside. The ball comes in. Look at how far he crashes in, from the outside, and just takes advantage of a failure to hit, to box out on Morehead State's part.
Fouls on Kenny White Jr. That's his first. It is the 7th against Morehead State. First free throw by Moore is good. He's 2 of 2 at the line. NJIT now 6 of 7 as a team on free throws today. Morehead State 4 for 8 from the line.
Another transfer from a small school. Tim Moore played at Benedict College.
It's the next one. 9 points for Moore. He leads the Highlanders today. And NJIT back up by 3. They're on a 4-point run here to retake this lead. Three-quarter court pressure. Brailsford able to race it into the front court and slow it down now for Brazil. NJIT constantly switching the defense. They're going from zone to man quite a bit. It's Brazil. Miles. Brazil. The runner. Foul on NJIT on the rebound.
Calling it on Francis, I believe. It's hard to see. There are a lot of people there.
Actually, it's going to be on Cameron Paget.
Okay, all right.
That is his first.
He's trying to box out.
8th on NJIT, so a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Morehead State, and they'll say the affected party was Kenny White Jr., so he'll get the 1-and-1. He's the game's leading scorer thus far with 13 points, 2 of 2 at the line. He's played 17 minutes here. Front end is up and all net. He's got that high arcing shot. Kenny White Jr. 14 now.
Big strong shoulders.
6'7" senior transfer from UT Martin. Just missed that one. Fulton the rebound. 2-point lead for the Highlanders here as we approach the minute mark of the first half. Paget in the front court. This is Fulton working against Brailsford. Paget. Good defense there by Jerome Morton, able to knock it away to the backcourt. Look at the hustle there by Morton and Francis, and then eventually it belongs to Morehead State. Last going off of NJIT. Boy, some great hustle there going for that ball.
That's what I love about college basketball. You don't see that in an NBA game. You do in the playoffs, but you don't see it in the regular season. This is early season, and these guys are down there.
Yeah, one of the Morehead State players is slow getting up.
That's Morton. Yeah. He was the first one to the floor there. He made the deflection in an attempt to pick up the steal.
So they're going to check him out.
I don't know if he's holding his shoulder. He's afraid to move his shoulder.
So they're taking a look at him.
I think he's afraid to move his shoulder. See how he lands.
Yeah, something's going on with that.
He grabbed his shoulder right away in pain.
Yep. So they're going to take him right to the locker room.
Man, that's not good. That's
55 and a half seconds to go in the first half.
He might have separated or done something. Oh, he's in a lot of pain.
So we'll see if he's able to return in the second half. Hope the best for him.
Oh, that thing's hanging. That could be a separated shoulder. Hopefully not a broken collarbone or something like that. But
55.6 seconds to go before halftime. 2-point lead for NJIT.
That could make quite a difference in this game because he was the one assigned, to face guard.
Francis.
Francis, and he was doing a really good job, making it very difficult for Francis to score. We'll see if that opens up the floodgates for Francis here.
It's White against Kelly, who's back in, taking him right to the basket. Didn't get it, but drew the foul on Kelly. And that'll be his third today. That'll be number 9 against NJIT in the first half. 2 more shots coming.
Kelly's got his palms up to the ceiling. He's like, what did I do? It wasn't much contact. Coaches over there at NJIT are asking the same question.
So Kenny White Jr., 2 shots here. He's already taken 4 free throws today and made 3 of them. Now make it 4 of 5, and it's a 1-point game. White with 15. He'll look for 16 here.
Veterans like White know how to pick up those little cheapy fouls. They know how to get their body into the defender just at the right time to get the referee to give him that call, and it looks like he did right there.
Got them both. 16 for White. We're tying at 29.
1-2-2, little 1-2-2 token pressure back to a man.
Third time we've been tied today, and there's a foul off the ball. It's a hold. Appears that's going to be on Tyler Brailsford.
Yeah. So he's now the guy assigned to face guard Francis, and he picks up another foul. He has to go out.
So that'll be the 9th foul against NJIT, and it'll be a 1-and-1 for Francis, who hasn't missed a free throw in Cleveland here for this tournament. He was 7 of 7 last night. And today, he is 2 for 2. He's got 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal in 14 minutes. Lawal will come back in for, rather, that's Malachi Arrington is going to be coming back in.
So Brailsford picked up his second, and with Morton going out, they don't want him to pick up a third.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is all net. I don't know if Tariq Francis, the way he's shooting right, is going to miss a free throw all year.
He's got a beautiful
he's
touch.
setting the bottom of the cup on every shot here at the free throw line.
I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of. Darius Garland's father played at Southwest Missouri State. He reminds me a lot of his father, Winston Garland. Just even in the way he looks, the way he moves. Very smooth, beautiful touch.
2-point lead here for NJIT. Morehead State with an 8-second differential on the shot and game clock. Rubsager. White scored and one coming. Boy, what a half for Kenny White Jr. He has 18 to look for 19 at the line.
You can just see that White doesn't feel like he's getting any resistance from the NJIT defenders. He feels like he can overpower them, and in this case he gets into the middle and then just stays under control, bounces right back up to finish, and shows the the universal sign for, hey, I got muscle, I got power.
Well, he's 6 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 on triples, 5 of 6 from the line, make it 6 of 7. Morehead State takes the lead. They have a use it or lose it timeout in the first half. They'll use it here with 16.2 to go. 32-31. Morehead State and Kenny White Jr. Kenny White Jr. is the story. 19 first half points. Came in averaging 13. We told you he was the player to watch for Morehead State, but most guys are happy with 19 points for an entire game, let alone for a first half.
Well, he's very explosive. He gets down in that triple threat position. He sizes you up and sees if you're going to take away his right, or his left rather. And so far they haven't been able to. This time he takes advantage and goes right. But because he doesn't float on his first initial attempt, he gets his rebound and is able to finish back. So many players, Al, what they do is they try to make a power move, and they try to go up and then they float right out of bounds to the baseline, and they're out of the play. That time he made the power layup attempt, stayed in position to get his putback, and made it count.
Well, there's no doubt Kenny White Jr. has been impressive. You can see him Friday afternoon against Cleveland State here at Woodling Gym at 3 o'clock in the final game of this Thanksgiving throwback tournament. So NJIT can play for the last shot if they so desire. Here's Francis on the drive. Good leave there for his teammate Lawal. Couldn't get the three. Miles the rebound. And the first half comes to a close here at Woodling Gym. Entertaining first half. No one led by more than 6. And Morehead State will take a 1-point lead to the locker room at 32-31. And Kenny White Jr. is the guy that I think will be the topic.
Against NJIT, they saw how hungry they were. And, I mean, they held them scoreless from the three-point line. That's pretty solid defense.
Certainly is. Second half starters for NJIT: Robinson, Francis, Moore, Arrington, and Fulton. For Cleveland, or rather for Morehead State, Brazil, White, Miles, Brailsford, and Rubsager. There's a three ball from the top for Robinson. NJIT now has a team 5 of 13 behind the arc. First triple for Robinson. He's got 5 points.
Great presence of mind by Francis to get that ball out of there on time.
And just like that, NJIT back on top by 2. There's White in the lane. He's got 21 to lead all scorers. We're tied again. Kenny White Jr. said, you know what, I really like Woodling Gymnasium.
Well, you know, he just knows how to get to his left. You know, some guys, you could say, hey, don't let him get left. They find a way. Good players find a way to get their shots up. That way, that time he just flashed it. He made a really well-timed cut to flash into the middle of the zone.
Harrington got the ball over to Francis, who was fouled on the drive. It'll be on the floor. And NJIT will have the basketball out of bounds. Tied at 34, just over a minute into this second half. Here's a look at White. Boy, down low. NJIT has had no answer for him today.
Yeah, he's good. He's clever. Very clever.
Francis will inbound for NJIT.
There was a guy who played here named Andre Battle. He's a Cleveland legend. He was that type of lefty, not very big, but just crafty in the paint. Andre was one of the best players in Cleveland State history.
Robinson just missed on that one. Rebounds collected by Rugsager. Morehead State a chance to take the lead. They had it by 1 at the half. Brazil an open three.
Not
Another
a great
rebound
shot
for Robinson.
Brazil there.
Robinson for the triple. Got another one. 8 points for Robinson. 2 3-pointers here in the second half. NJIT by 3.
Well, I'll tell you, this Francis kid, he grows on me more and more. That's the second time he's delivered it to a teammate on time, and he's the leading scorer on this team. He's very happy to see them better.
White got another one. Looked like they had him stripped, but somehow he found the handle, and he scores. 4 points in the second half, 23 for the game. He's got all 4 of Morehead State's points here in the second half. It's a 1-point lead for the Highlanders.
I know the NJIT staff is frustrated.
How about this? 3 ball is good for Robinson, and one coming. An opportunity for a 4-point play. His teammate Moore had a 4-point play in the first half, and now maybe Robinson will get one here. He's got 11. 9 of those 11 coming here in the second half, and we've only played 2 minutes.
All of a sudden, NJIT is becoming the 1991 Kentucky Wildcats from the three-point line. They are letting it flow, and nothing but net on every one of those.
Shooting 47% behind the arc now as a team. 7 for 15 is NJIT, and a perfect 3 of 3 from behind the arc here in the second half. And it's been Robinson taking all 3 of them, and he converts the free throw for the 4-point play. NJIT leaders by 5. They led by as many as 6 in the first half. That was the largest lead. Brazil trapped. Able to get it away. Ooh, tough pass, but a really nice catch there by Trent Scott.
You can see how energized NJIT is by that offensive streak. Take away the left.
Brazil from 25 gets all net.
That's a
he
good
was
answer.
0 for 5 from the field and 0 for 3 behind the arc until right there. His first bucket. But that's an important one for Morehead State to make a 5-point lead. Now only 2 for NJIT.
Stop that run.
And Demandi, they are face guarding Francis. He got free from Brazil. Now he's got a 1-and-1 opportunity with him. He'll try the 3. We'll get the jumper over him. The rebound winds up in the hands of Arrington. He went up. That's blocked. And here comes White. Morehead State with the 3-on-3. White finds Brazil. Scott. Unable to convert. Good defense there by Lawal as he kept vertical. The ball will stay in Morehead State's possession.
The pace is picking up, Al. Both ends.
Certainly is. First half was pretty good. Looked like it took both teams about, 5 to 6 minutes to really get going in this ball game. And now that they have, putting on a show here for the fans that have come out in Cleveland for this neutral site game is Rugsager able to hit the 3-pointer, and Morehead State is back on top. 42-41.
It's a nice little baseline play there. They ran a staggered double off the backside after he inbounded it.
6-point run for Morehead State. They were down by 5. They lead it by 1, and now a hold off the ball on the Eagles. And that's going to be against Brazil. 42-41 Morehead State. 16:33 left. As Rogers re-enters for NJIT. Also coming back is Lawal. Taking a blow here is Arrington and Moore. Moore's got 9. Arrington with 1 for NJIT. 1-point lead for Morehead State. Francis, the double team lurking. Now it's a 1-on-1 against Scott. 10 on the shot clock. Francis will find an open look for Robinson. Another 3 is up. Couldn't get that one. He's already got 3 3-pointers here in the second half. Brazil.
Look good.
Lead for White. Got open from 13 feet. Couldn't hit that jumper. And JIT with the basketball and an opportunity to go back on top.
Much better job of keeping White in front there.
Already had 7 lead changes today. Francis with the runner, couldn't finish. The offensive rebound by Fulton. And a reset for the Highlanders. Just over 4 minutes gone here in Cleveland in the second half. Nobody has led by more than 6 today on this neutral floor. Woodling Gymnasium in Cleveland. Robinson. The fadeaway against Brazil hits the bottom of the cup. He's got 14.
Wow, Robinson is feeling it, man.
And 12 of his 14 here in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half. 1 point lead for the Highlanders. Here's Brazil. Looking for White. Rucksager's open for 3. Got another one. He's hit 2 triples here in the second half, and the Ohio native has 6, all in the second half.
Dover, Ohio.
2-point lead.
Isn't that where
for Morehead
Olympic
State.
swimmer was from last summer, the gold medalist?
Here's Robinson.
Can't remember his name. Sad to say, but
foul off the ball there on Trent Scott.
Let's send that over to our production team and see if they can come up with a name there.
All right.
I'm pretty sure we had an Olympic gold medalist from Dover this summer.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. 14:54 remains in regulation. A good one in Cleveland. Morehead State up by 2.
You're looking at a work of art. No, it's not the Mona Lisa. But this beautiful can costs a lot less and looks magnificent in your bathroom. And Mona Lisa can't give you a smooth, close shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the together, side by side to the finish. Y'all gon' ride forever.
From all over the world to right here in Ohio, people turn to Cleveland Clinic for our expertise and our compassionate care. As leaders in heart care, neurology, and cancer, Cleveland Clinic is consistently nationally ranked across multiple specialties. For every life-saving treatment, for every next step, for every care in the world. Schedule your care today.
Who are you in the story? Where does it begin? Where are you headed? Are you curious? Are you courageous?
Hey fellas, let's go out there, let's give everything we got.
Be bigger than their imagination.
Action.
Left and up.
We could be anyone we want in the story.
So you're gonna go ahead and give it an IV push?
We are Cleveland State University.
You're looking at a work of art. No, it's not the Mona Lisa. But this beautiful can costs a lot less and looks magnificent in your bathroom. And Mona Lisa can't give you a smooth, close shave. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Back here in Cleveland, 45-43. Morehead State by 2 with Pat Bianchik. I'm Al Pulowski. Well, this game has been close. How close? 9 lead changes, 5 times tied already. NJIT's led it for 11:01. Morehead State for 10:45. And second half hero thus far for Morehead State, Sebastian Robinson. Check out these numbers. He's already got 3 3-pointers here in the second half, and 12 of his 14 he scored in the first 4.5 minutes in this second half.
He is filling it up, man.
Certainly
and Marshall, you see Marshall talking to him right there, man. Man, you're feeling it tonight, aren't you? Yeah, let's hope. I miss those conversations.
Now, before we went to break, quickly inform our audience. You talked about an Olympic swimmer
Hunter
from Dover.
Armstrong from Dover, Ohio, was on this world record-setting medley team or relay team for the United States Olympic team.
There you go.
From Dover, Ohio.
See, you got our research done during the break.
I knew there was
Crack
somebody
staff here in Cleveland.
I knew there was somebody other than Rucksager that was from Dover, Ohio.
There you go. I think there's more people from Dover as well, but those might be the most popular at the moment.
We love our Dover, Ohio friends down a little bit further south, down I-77 from us here.
Kenny White Jr., he's having a big day. 24 points now to lead all scorers. He had 19 at the halftime break. He is now 7 of 8 at the free throw line. And he's the one player for Morehead State with some consistency there. They're 9 for 14 as a team. Unable to hit that one. Good offensive rebound. Scott pumps. Tried to kick it out, deflected out of bounds. It'll be Morehead State basketball. Leaders by 3 here in Cleveland. Neutral site game.
And Morehead State, with Rucksager hitting those threes, That's put them right back in it too. I mean, it's been an amazing. These teams are matching each other right now.
There's Miles.
Flex.
There's White. Boy, he's almost impossible to stop when he gets it that deep. And he finds a little bit of an avenue as he did there. 26.
It's the second time they've run that flex cut along the baseline out of bounds play to get him the ball wide open in the paint.
Kenny White Jr. now has doubled his season's scoring average. He came in averaging 13 a night. Here's Francis. Now Rogers for NJIT as they try to get something going offensively once again. Francis, the fadeaway and the soft jumper is at the bottom of the cup. He's got 10. He's the second Highlander in double figures. 3-point game. Here's Scott with a nice crossover. NJIT in the man-to-man. We've seen both teams alternate the man-to-man, and 2-3 zone looks defensively. Scott still on the dribble with now under 10 to shoot. Miles in the paint. Through the foul. Oh, called for traveling before the foul. So Miles commits the turnover. That's just the 5th for Morehead State today. NJIT's committed 11.
Wow, he is so good at getting back to his left, White. He just finds a way there. You can expect it and still not be able to take it away. That's what makes a guy really good.
Robinson working the ball ahead against George Marshall.
Wonder how Morton's doing with that shoulder. I'm looking over. I see him with his arm in a
he's
sling
got it in a sling
there.
right now. Robinson jumper right there.
Oh,
16 for Robinson, 14 in the second half.
Keep giving him the ball.
1 point game once again.
He is really on fire.
Morehead State out top with Scott. White working against Francis. They like the mismatch, and Francis did about the only thing he could, foul him, stop him. He'll get 2 more shots. White 7 of 9 from the line. He's got a game high 26 points.
He attacks you with power, but under control. In that particular instance, he's driving down the lane. He's got his guard arm extended, but he's not overextending it, not picking up the charge, and he just kind of backs you down quickly, and there's nothing you can do. Especially in that Francis was just overpowered.
So 2 more shots for White, unable to hit the first one. He'll have 1 more coming, and again we'll try to put the Eagles up by 2. Kenny White Jr. looking for his 27th point. Missed them both. And it'll be NJIT ball as it goes out of bounds. So Kenny White Jr. this year has that season high. He scored 18 against Austin Peay the last time out in 30 minutes. And he's already got 26 here today. Robinson waiting for that screen now on the drive. There's the fadeaway. Off on that one. And the rebound is collected by White. Long ball ahead. Rootsager got behind everybody. Scores the layup. He's got 8 all in the second half.
Yeah, he's woken up. Great look up the floor by White. Kicking it right up.
3-point lead for Morehead State here in Cleveland. Neutral site game in the Thanksgiving Throwback Tournament here at Woodling Gym. Francis right there. Boy, nice step back for Francis. He's got a dozen.
He really. Oh, yeah. You okay?
Jesus. Oh,
Lord have mercy.
Woo.
You okay, man?
Yeah. Cable's right in my gut.
You okay?
Yeah.
You all right? Seriously,
Yeah,
that thing, you got hit hard, brother.
Well, I'm all right. I'm all right.
Man, that table went right into your chest.
Felt like I was playing football.
Man.
That was a safety getting hit with a block. All right. Morehead State's got the ball. We're
Good thing you had the water cap on your water bottle there, buddy.
I guess so.
That's the only positive outcome of that exchange.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you okay?
I appreciate your concern. Thanks. All right. We got some help
Who
here.
says broadcasters aren't tough?
No kidding. Should have had on my chest protector. Here's White down the lane. He scores.
You don't even miss a possession. I love it.
No, we're just going to pick right back
Way
up.
to stay in the game, you tough guy, you.
3-point lead for Morehead State. It hurts to laugh, Pat. Stop making me laugh. Here's Robinson.
You were helpless. I mean, there's nothing you could do to defend yourself. I'm not laughing.
At least you caught my chair before I went flying.
Yeah.
There's Robinson down the lane, drew the foul, will go to the line. He won't. It was on the drive. It'll be out of bounds. When we come back with 11 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the second half in Cleveland, we'll take a timeout. Our score.
Get you an ice pack.
Yeah, why not? I don't know how it's going to help my stomach, though. Morehead State 52, NJIT 49.
Seriously, are you
Hi. Finally got the night to yourself, huh?
One day a year my husband works.
Love that for you.
Get help staying healthy through the holidays.
Over 600,000 USPS employees working in sync to ensure everything sent on its holiday ride ends with a moment of joy.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, so you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? BK, have it your way.
Savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
Come on, Mufasa. Let's get in some trouble.
It's time I'll tell you a story about a prince you know as Scar and an orphan who would become the king.
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Can I make one suggestion? Less drama, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
Back here in Cleveland.
Well, watch this, folks.
Hi, everybody. Al Pulowski,
You
Pat
think
Bianchek.
broadcasters aren't tough?
Oh.
Wait till
We'll
here it
take a
comes.
look at the replay.
All right, Al. Here
right.
you go. You get to see just how tough you are.
All right, there he is
Right
in the
there.
table. Right into my midsection.
Well, I can tell you, folks, you don't see much of it, but that table went right into the middle of his gut, and he took the punch, and he's still here to talk about it.
3-point lead for Morehead State. Yeah, still functioning. If I keel over, though, Pat, you'll have to take over as play-by-play. I have confidence in you.
No way I could fill those shoes. And I can't take a hit like that either. You took a good one, man.
Yeah.
I am impressed.
I mean, I didn't play football, so I could avoid that sort of thing.
I can't wait to tell Chase how tough his dad is next time I see him.
How about Robinson? How tough is he? He's got 18.
Yeah, he is just in rhythm on every shot he's taken.
He certainly is, and 16 of those 18 here in the second half. It's a one-point game once again. Morehead State trying to work it in the post, and it's out of bounds. Off of the Eagles. They'll say it went off of Antoine Malouk, who just checked in. And NJIT's got the ball and a chance to take the lead once again. Nobody's led by more than 6. We've had 9 lead changes. We've been tied 5 times.
It just doesn't feel like anybody's going to make a run either that separates.
Francis with a good pump fake. Leans in, missed, follows his own shot, but couldn't get it. Instead, it's Moore, and he's grabbed as he had the basketball. And then Marshall got him on the arm. Foul on George Marshall. That's his first, 6th against Morehead State here in the second half with 10:49 to go.
So this NJIT team is the second youngest team in Division I, and they are a scrappy group. I got to give these guys credit.
Dangerous inbounds pass. Marshall knocks it away. Morehead State's got a 4-on-2. Brazil to Scott. Brazil open. Doesn't want it. He'll reset instead.
Smart decision.
1-point lead for the Eagles. Here's White. Downhill to the basket, able to put it in. He's got 28. As we said, that's already a season high. The Mr. Basketball Award winner in Kentucky in 2019 and 20.
Well, that's a direct result of Brazil deciding to pull that shot back in and get them that time to call that play out.
Moore for three. That's good. All net for Moore. He's got 10, his third three-pointer. Well, we were talking about White. He's been at Tennessee Tech, Murray State, and UT Martin. Played for UTM last season.
Here he comes.
And here
again.
he is. Yep, for Morehead State. Boy, look at that move. Oh, my goodness.
No reason to let him spin back to his left.
Career day for Kenny White Jr.
Just keep him on that right hand and make him shoot a fadeaway or something. Don't let him spin back to the left.
He's got 32. 56-54, Morehead State. Robinson.
Not getting that one.
Got an air ball. Look at Rogers working for that rebound, but unable to make the save. It'll belong to Morehead State. Boy, what a fantastic neutral court game here today in Cleveland. Boy, both these teams playing hard. We're seeing great efforts on both sides. You've got White, who's got 32 to lead all scorers. For NJIT, Robinson has 18. Francis and Moore have 12 each. And we're seeing some good hustle and good defense. Knocking scorers tables out, everything here today.
So now they've put a smaller defender on White here. So see how hard he's forcing him right?
White says, I'll take it and show you my right hand, but just
make it.
Unable to get it to go that time. NJIT the rebound.
Watch out behind.
Walt Andrews Jr. made the rebound, throws the pass there. Francis open look, triple, bottom of the cup.
That kid can shoot, man.
He's got 15 coming off a 24-point effort last night. And NJIT is back on top. That's our 10th lead change.
He is a great catch and shoot guy.
Here's Brazil. Found an alley. Oh, coming over is Moore to make a great block. Now it's a one-on-one here for Andrews, able to finish. Walt Andrews Jr. having quite a second half for NJIT.
That was a heck of a shot block at this end.
He's got 7.
Who got that block? Was that Moore?
That was Moore on the block.
Wow, that was a big play.
Yep, Moore now with his second block shot today. And we've got a whistle, an offensive foul on Morehead State. It'll go back over to NJIT. It's an illegal screen by George Marshall.
Watch this block. This starts a break.
Oh, it looked like Brazil had that open lane. And Andrews able to finish. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a break. 8 minutes and 17 seconds remain in regulation. Our score in Cleveland. Neutral site game for these two, and they're having a blast the day before Thanksgiving. NJIT 59, Morehead State 56.
Hi. Finally got the night to yourself, huh?
One day a year, my husband works.
Love that for you.
Get help staying healthy through the holidays.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? BK, have it your way.
Captain, ever since you discovered zesty Hidden Valley Ranch, you never stay in character anymore.
You know we're not actually pirates, right?
Of course we be pirates. Look at me hook.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Only serious about flavor.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you
Back here in Cleveland, 3-point lead for NJIT, looking for their first win of the season. Almost got it last night against Cleveland State. They lost by 3. Here they lead Morehead State by 3. And the Highlanders are leading by 3 in this second half. Why? Because of their 3-point shooting. Overall, 9 of 20. And here in the second half, 5 for 8. Pretty good shooting percentage. Francis just hit a triple. He's got 15. He's 1 of 3 behind the arc. But this has been a dandy here in Cleveland. Yeah. Neither team has led by more than 6. NJIT led it by 6. MSU has led it by 6. Here in the second half, the largest lead has been 5 for both teams. 10 lead changes. 6 times it's been tied. Morehead State's led it for 16-20. NJIT for 11-43. Meanwhile, Francis has to go out of bounds. It'll still remain in NJIT's possession. One off the foot of Trent Scott. And I think we've got another full timeout. Yep. This is the under 8. We'll take a break. 7:57 remains in the contest. Make sure you come on back with us. It's a good one in Cleveland. NJIT by 3 over Morehead State.
From all over the world to right here in Ohio, people turn to Cleveland Clinic for our expertise and our compassionate care. As leaders in heart care, neurology, and cancer, Cleveland Clinic is consistently nationally ranked across multiple specialties. For every life-saving treatment, for every next step, for every care in the world. Schedule your care today.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
Woodling Gymnasium in Cleveland, NJIT 59, Morehead State 56. With Pat Vianchik, I'm Al Pulowski. It's great to have you here today for the Thanksgiving Throwback Tournament here in Cleveland this week. The Vikings beat NJIT last night to kick it off. Here NJIT's trying to go to 1-1 in this tournament. One more game left in it, coming up Friday afternoon here in Cleveland, 3 o'clock, Morehead State, Cleveland State. You can watch it right here on ESPN+.
Well, it sure would make for an easier car ride home to New Jersey if they got this win, that's for sure. Sure make them feel a whole lot better. They really, I felt, deserved to win last night. They just couldn't execute in the last 2 minutes. Cleveland State did. And tonight they're in control right now.
Yep. Here's Francis. 3 ball is away. Just missed that one. White, another rebound. He's got 32 points and 5 rebounds. Kenny White Jr. Easily a season high, having a career day as well. Still over 7.5 minutes left to play in regulation. Brazil trying to get free. Gets it to White. Trying to throw it into Miles, knocked away, and a good defensive play by Moore, who got a hand in the passing lane, and now Sebastian Robinson. He's had a big second half. 16 second half points, 18 for the game for Robinson. He'll work against Scott. Francis, that good pump fake, 3 ball. Air ball, Moore the offensive rebound.
Big play. Moore has made 2 big plays. That rebound and the shot block he had a couple possessions ago that triggered a fast break.
14 for Tim Moore Jr. And we've got a whistle and a foul hold on Rogers. Off the ball on NJIT. That's their 6th. And for Rogers, that's his 2nd personal. Comes at the 6:55 mark here of the second half. 5-point lead for NJIT. That's the largest second half lead for either side. Nobody's led by more than 6. Each team had a first half lead of 6. And here's White. He's got 32. It's the screen. Help came from Moore. Miles. Open look for a 3-ball. Marshall hits it. Marshall off the bench. His first bucket. It's a 1-point game. Check it. 2-point game here in Cleveland.
So that time White got doubled and he quickly moved the ball. And then the ball got swung again and they found the open shooter.
Robinson. We'll get that one to drop. Moore battling for the offensive rebound, and he got it. Moore. He'll go back to the free throw line. Boy, what an effort here by Tim Moore Jr. And for his efforts, he'll have a couple of free throws.
Tim Moore is a guy that just keeps competing. I mean, he is 2 inches shorter than the two guys he's out rebounding here. You watch this rebound. So he had an offensive rebound put back couple. There it is. That was a previous possession where he had a mismatch with Brazil on him. But in his last one, he had two bigger guys on him. He still came away with that rebound.
Moore makes the first one, and for the second consecutive night, NJIT has been good from the free throw line. They're 11 of 12 as a team. Personally, Moore is 4 for 4. He has 15. He's looking for 16 here. And a 4-point lead for NJIT if he's successful. Islanders by 4 once again.
And Moore is the only senior in the whole team. Everybody else either a freshman or sophomore.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
He's playing
Grant
like
Billmeyer's got himself a nice group of young players at NJIT. They're taking some lumps this year.
Yeah.
But they're going to be good. You can see that.
Yep.
It's Rubsager. White with a great spin move. 34 for White. What a day in the rock and roll city for Kenny White Jr. 2-point game.
He is a lot to handle.
Here's Andrews. Francis now near mid-floor. Working against Marshall. Francis trying to find an avenue. He did. Scoop shot. Unable to convert. White. His 6th rebound for Morehead State.
Thought Francis got away with a push-off there.
There's Scott. Morehead State can tie or take the lead. Scott being patient. Then man-to-man for NJIT. Here's White.
It's a clear out. They're trying to get him to go left down that left lane.
Scott. Cut off under the basket. 4 on the shot clock for White. Into the lane. The fadeaway with 1 to shoot. Just missed. Rebound, though, out to White. And a reset for Morehead State. Nearing the 5-minute mark to play. White against Francis. Ruksager able to draw a foul. It's on Rogers, I believe.
Smart play by Ruksager there.
3rd foul on Rogers. 7th against NJIT. Or no, that's the 6th against NJIT. So Moore will take a break here. Arrington is back on the floor.
Ruksager had hit his previous 2 3 attempts, so he knew they'd be closing out tight. Gave him a shot fake and 1 dribble and picked up that foul. Smart play.
Marshall will be the inbounder for Morehead State. 2-point lead for NJIT. Under 5 left here in Cleveland. Neutral site game between these two. Thanksgiving throwback tournament. Cleveland, Ohio, the site. Open look for Marshall in the corner. Nails the 3. He's got 2 triples today. 6 points. And they both come in the last minute here in Cleveland.
Nice play design out of the baseline.
Morehead State back on top by a point. Drive to the basket, unsuccessful. Miles a rebound as Robinson was unable to convert. Now Morehead State with the ball on a 1-point advantage here at Woodling Gym.
Again, just like last night, can NJIT find a way to finish the game off?
Trent Scott threw the foul. Arrington came into him. Scott will get 2 free throws with just over 4 minutes left. And you're right, Pat, last night NJIT had a lead late, but Cleveland State went on a 10-2 run to close it out and win by 3. And Marshall, a couple of big threes here in the second half off the bench for Morehead State.
Nice skip pass from White. He read the defense. They ran a little flex action, and he saw the screener pop wide open to the corner as the 2 defenders tried to switch off to the baseline cutter. A good read by White. In addition to his all scoring, made a great read on the pass there.
Big difference tonight. Morehead State struggling from the free throw line, now just 9 of 18, while NJIT is 12 of 13 on free tosses, and Scott missed them both, but the rebound is loose, taken away by Rogers. So NJIT has the basketball. They're only down by one, but Morehead State shooting under 50% now from the line for the game. That's kept NJIT in it. So is their three-pointers. Francis working against Miles. Miles looking for help. Francis. Robinson for three. Got another one. Robinson with his fourth triple. All here in the second half. He's got 21, 19 in the second half. 2-point lead for NJIT. Back and forth we go in Cleveland. Here's Scott. Finds the cutter. Marshall in the lane. And a rebound for the Highlanders as Francis able to take it away. His fourth board. And now we've got a player down on the other side for Morehead State. An injury under the basket.
Ankle injury, I think.
So they're going.
When he landed, I think it buckled on him a little bit.
And that is Scott, who appears to be down. It will be a media timeout now as well. So they'll tend to him, stretching him out.
Checking his
as we go to break. How about Robinson? 4 triples in the second half. NJIT by 2. Just over 3 minutes left. It's coming after this.
Make the most of your season during the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. Gift yourself some savings and visit your local Kia dealer today. Look out for these stickers to find great deals on vehicles backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, so you can start new traditions for years to come. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2025 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Mmm, savory, juicy, and hold up. It's got Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning? Nice. Crispy, zesty, ranchy perfection. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for Scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Taka. What's your name?
Mufasa.
On December 20th.
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
Follow the journey.
It is your time.
Of 2 brothers. And 1 epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Get up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
It is not just a fragrance. It is a passion.
This is Pocket Full of Sand. Hey, I think I'm in the wrong commercial.
Wait, aren't you Andre?
No, I'm Shane.
Oh, you're supposed to be in a Bud Light commercial.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you're here, Andre is...
Something is different about you, man.
Back here in Cleveland, 2-point lead for NJIT. 3:23 remains in regulation. Neither team has led it by more than 6. We've had a dozen lead changes, 6 ties, and a career day for Kenny White Jr. 34 points on 13 of 19 from the field. He's been doing it all in the paint. The left-hander has given NJIT fits. And speaking of fits, it's exactly what Robinson has done on the other side. Sebastian Robinson for NJIT has given them fits. Morehead State, he's got 21 points. He's hit 4 3-pointers, all in the second half. So right now it's a battle between Robinson versus White. We'll see who comes out on top. And don't forget about Francis, who just had that touch, and now he's got it down low and scores the layup off the cut. 17 for Francis. NJIT by 4.
Nice
looking
read.
for their first win of the season.
He slipped the screen, and they found him wide open, just as you called it.
Here's Brazil. By the way, Scott was able to get up under his own power and head to the bench during that break. That was good to see. Now a drive to the basket. Marshall unable to convert. There's Miles ripping it away for Morehead State. What a board. Brazil off the pump fake. Got open. Couldn't hit the 3. Out of bounds off of NJIT. Morehead State basketball with 2:43 left and a 4-point lead for the Highlanders.
It's a great read there on the slip. Went to screen, and the Defense started to switch, and he just slipped right to the basket for the backdoor pass.
Ruksager got open. Couldn't hit the triple. Couple of open looks at it for Morehead State. Unable to convert here with under 3 to play. Now Francis for NJIT, as we talked about. They had a lead late last night against Cleveland State. Couldn't close it out. Here on the neutral floor against Morehead State. Can they do it tonight? Francis wanted the shot, but he got stripped. Loose ball. Oh, it came to a serendipitous bounce for Andrews. Couldn't finish. Arrington the putback. Yes!
Wow.
First field goal today for Arrington. He's got 3 points.
Fortuitous bounce.
And a 6-point lead for NJIT matches the largest for either side today. That's how close it has been. And now we have an injured player. Miles was holding his head. I think he's going to be okay. We have a timeout on the floor, I believe. There's an injury timeout. Now we'll take a look at this here again.
Deflection. Ruksager can't come up with that.
That's where Miles got hurt. Yeah, unintentional.
Arrington grabbed the rebound and
just came down on him.
Came down. His elbow was kind of there. And those hurt, man. Woo. Those will give you a headache.
NJIT has all 3 of their second half timeouts remaining. Morehead State has 2 left. It's Morehead State basketball, but now they're down by 6. Ruksager has got 2 triples in the second half. White, he's got a game high 34 going to work. Marshall in trouble in the lane. Tied up. And jump ball is the call. That'll belong to Morehead State on the alternate possession. So still a 6-point lead for NJIT. And they have made 6 of their last 6 field goals, or rather, Morehead State is 1 for their last 6. NJIT 3 for their last 4 on field goals. Here's White. Step back from nearly 20 feet. That's an air ball. Out of bounds off Morehead State. It'll belong to NJIT. That's where NJIT wants White. He can hit that shot, but it's much easier to defend outside than in.
About 6 or 7 possessions ago, NJIT switched. They put Walt Andrews Jr. on him, and he's a smaller, stronger, more athletic guy who's really been staying on White's left hand, and he hasn't really scored in the last 4 or 5 times he's had the basketball because White's not letting him get to his left.
There is
or Andrews is not letting White get to his left.
Timeout by Morehead State here. It's a 30. We'll keep it here with a minute 51 to play. So they've got 1 left. NJIT still has all 3 of theirs.
I don't know if we can show the replay of that, but as White caught the ball, Andrews came out with his right foot really high on White's left foot, so that in other words, you're not going left. You're going to take the right and see if you can beat me there, and he couldn't. He forced him into a tough step back 3.
So it'll belong to NJIT. They've got a 6-point lead. The officials took a look at the replay.
Full court
that last one
here.
Found nothing amiss. There's Robinson racing it into the front court. He's had a big second half. 19 of his 21 have been scored here in the second half. Here's Francis. He'll kill some clock. He's got 17, and he's held by Marshall. He'll head to the free throw line. It's the 9th foul against Morehead State.
To each other.
Marshall picks up his 2nd personal foul. So it's a 1-and-1 for Francis, who hasn't missed a free throw here at Woodling Gym. He was 7 of 7 last night. He is 4 for 4 here today on the neutral floor. This to give NJIT the largest lead for either side today.
Referees are talking to Francis, telling him to stop the chirping. Just play.
1-and-1 here. All net. That's the way most of his free throws have looked here these last 2 nights. Just all net.
90%. When you talk about guys that can shoot 90%, you're talking about pro level, Al.
No, he's good.
That's Mark Price, range, Steph Curry type of guys.
He's got 19.
You have a great touch if you can shoot 90% from the free throw line.
That's his season's average as well. Francis came in averaging 19. It's an 8-point lead for NJIT. Ruksager. Here's White.
See how Andrews gets on that left hand?
Yep.
Then bumps him back when he tries to go
Forced
right.
him to try to pass the ball at the last minute, and Arrington comes up with a steal.
Andrews has done a great job since they made the decision to switch him on to White. He has done a tremendous job.
Rugsager commits the foul. It's the 10th against Morehead State. 2 shots coming. And now this is NJIT's game to lose. With 1:15 to go, they're up by 8. If they make their free throws, they'll get away from Cleveland with their first win of the season.
And Andrews is only a freshman, number 1 right here, going to the ball. He's going to get the ball here and get fouled. He's the one that's done the job as a freshman to kind of lock White down in these last 8 or 9 possessions.
8 points now for Andrews. The scintillating free throw shooting of NJIT continues. They are 15 of 16 at the line. And they have really enjoyed shooting here in Cleveland. They almost got out of here with 2 wins.
Yeah.
They lost by 3 to Cleveland State last night. The Vikings needed a 10-2 run down the stretch.
I see that Andrews is from Bridgeport, Connecticut. One of my great teammates, Warren Bradley from Cleveland State here from Bridgeport.
Andrews hits them both. 9 points for Andrews. 10-point lead for NJIT. That's the largest for either side today. Brazil. Rugsager gonna have to try the contested 3. A rebound for Arrington. And a foul. He'll head to the line and shoot 2, and now the Highlanders can feel it.
Wow.
Under a minute to go, up by 10, and a couple of free throws coming up for Arrington.
Give this young group of Highlanders credit, man. They are some tough kids. They may not have the overall ability yet to finish a lot of games off, but they are getting there, and you can see the growth. Even since last night against Cleveland State, you see the growth in how they finished this game out tonight.
Malachi Arrington, the 6'11 freshman from Somerville, New Jersey, looking for his 4th point of the day, and is unsuccessful, which is strange for NJIT. That's only their 2nd free throw miss of the day. They're 16 of 18 as a team. 10-point lead for NJIT. 1 more free throw for Arrington. Again, looking for his 4th point today. Couldn't get either one. Morehead State, though, down by 10, under a minute to play in Cleveland. Brazil for Rugsager, their 3-point shooter. Got that one. His 3rd 3-pointer, all in the second half. He's got 11. He's 3 of 8 behind the arc, 4 of 9 from the field. Timeout, and the last one for Morehead State. It's a full with 49.2 to go. 7-point lead for NJIT, and they set up Rugsager pretty well here.
Little flare action. Passed it off, then flared to the backside. Well executed.
So they're out of timeouts now. NJIT has all 3 left.
So what they have to do right now is go for the steal. If the steal isn't there, they got to foul right away and hope that the Highlanders miss their free throws. If you're the Highlanders, you're going to put your best free throw shooters on the floor right now. Your 5 best guys will be on the floor. And, you have to catch that ball and expect that the referees will let them rough you up a little bit. So you got to be extra strong on the catch, on the rip through, on the pass out of the double team. Nothing weak.
Well, we talked about the 7-game road trip for Morehead State. They still have a couple of games, or rather for NJIT, they still have a couple of games left before they play Navy at home coming up on December 7th. December 1st, they're at UMass at noon, and then at Seton Hall on December 4th at 8:30. So there's still
a couple tough.
2 more left on this 7-game road trip.
Some tough games, man, all on the road. And that's what happens when you're at the lower end of the D1 spectrum.
Well, from Newark, New Jersey, it's been close to 20 years that they've graduated up to Division I. They had that upset of Michigan about 10, 11 years ago, and then went to the tournament and had an upset there. But it's been a while since NJIT has been able to put something together, but they've got a good young group here that we've talked about, freshmen and sophomores. And they look like they're going to pick up their first win today, but this one is not over yet, and they'll use their first timeout as Andrews was unable to get the ball in. They've got 2 left now here in the second half. Leaders by 7, 49.5 to go, and you never say never, Pat. I know that it's a 7-point lead for NJIT, but as we've talked about, they have had trouble, and a young team typically does, closing out games. part of the reason why they're 0-7. They lost to Penn in the opener at home, 58-57. They lost to Cleveland State by 3 yesterday. A couple of games they could have won, they just weren't able.
Yeah, they're right there, and today it looks like they've learned how to close a game out. Still remains to be seen, but get the ball in safely and shoot your free throws, make your free throws, and you win the game.
And Morehead State probably try to get another 3 or 2 up, but they're 8 of 19 behind the arc. Rutsager's 3 of 8. Marshall is 2 for 3. Both of those players have hit all their threes here in the second half. As Francis is immediately fouled, and he's very happy to absorb that foul because he's been perfect for Cleveland at the free throw line. 7 of 7 last night, 6 of 6 tonight, and back to the line he goes with 19 points. And he has the majority of those here in the second half as well, as Francis is having a nice second half. So Robinson's got 21 to lead the Highlanders. Francis has 19 and Moore has 16. And for Morehead State, one player in double figures. That's Kenny White with 34.
This guy just does not miss.
He's got 20.
Just does not miss free throws. So smooth.
Moore is out, Rogers is in, and Francis hit them both again. I don't know if he's hit the rim on any of his free throws here in Cleveland this
week.
His
jump shots. It's all pure. He's got
Hasn't
a pure
missed one.
touch.
It's Brazil. He'll try the three-pointer. It's off the back iron. Run down on the baseline by Francis. He gets fouled again by Rutsager. He'll get 2 more free throws with 38.7 to go. And NJIT is a team now 18 of 21 at the line, while Morehead State just 9 of 19 on free throws. So even though Morehead State's 44.5% from the field, 42% behind the arc, they're only 47% at the line, Pat. That's a killer.
Yeah.
So Francis with 2 more, he'll try to go 10 for 10 on free throws. Still hasn't hit the rim. 22 now for Francis. That's a team high. But he's well behind White, who has 34 for Morehead State. That time he actually got some rim, but it still went in. He's 10 of 10 at the free throw line.
Mostly net.
Yeah, more net than rim. Now this score is not indicative of how close this game has been played. Here's Rutsager. Got himself open off a pump fake. White almost had a chance at a three-point play. He'll get a couple of free throws.
Give NJIT some coaching staff some credit. They switched Andrews onto White, and this is the first time we've seen White score probably in about the last 6 minutes.
He's 7 of 11 at the line, yeah.
Even though he has 34 points, he hasn't scored in quite a while since they switched Andrews, a freshman, onto him.
First of 2 here is no good, so he's missed his last 3 free throw attempts, now 7 of 12. 34 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals for White today. Leads the team in scoring here. Tied for the team lead in rebounds. Missed them both. Leads the team in assists and tied for the team lead in steals. So he's doing a little bit of everything, but he's missed his last 4 free throw attempts.
So as much as he has nearly half their points. You wonder sometimes, yeah, that guy might be hot, but is everybody else getting involved enough? And you look at the box score, and there's much more balanced scoring from NJIT than there is from
Marshall. Got tripped by Rogers inadvertently, but Rogers got the leg out. His 4th foul, and that's team foul number 10 against NJIT. So 2 shots coming. Shot clock will be dark for the rest of regulation. 15.8 remains. 78-67 NJIT. So Highlanders look for their first win of the season. Marshall will get 2 free throws. Marshall has 6 points on 2 3-pointers. So actually it's a 1-and-1. They'll say that was only the 9th foul against NJIT. It's academic now as he hit the first one, so we'll get the bonus, looking for his 8th point. See if he can get it down to single digits. Marshall's able to do that, make it a 9-point game. And now they will not press. Robinson will get it across the timeline, and that'll be that. Boy, an entertaining basketball game here today. It's going to turn into NJIT's first win of the season, a 9-point victory, but until just 3 minutes were left, nobody led by more than 6 points today here in Cleveland. Buzzer sounds, and it's a final. NJIT